Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here. So before I make more videos on Adventure Awaits, there's a very interesting rumor to cover. You've probably read the video title by now. And you're like, Julian, are you serious? Or did you upload your April Fool's Day video for 2026 several months early? Nope, that is the title that you're reading for this video. And even I'm having a hard time believing it myself. But I'm covering this because there are two credible sources that I'm covering. But also what makes this rumor juicier is that they have potentially conflicting info. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting with these tweets from Thematically. Let me just say, Adventure Awaits lands as a bit of a curtain call. We won't see another big release for a while. Then Trasher FP replies saying, I hope they use that time to fix the game then. And Thematically just replied with this sly emoji. That is not the answer I expected. So the implication here is that not only will expansion packs be taking a break for a while, they will focus on the thing I think most people are asking for, but are not actually expecting to happen, for them to focus on patches that give us a lot of bug fixes. But then we got this tweet from Anadius from August 22nd that there will be 5 DLCs between EP20 and EP21 according to version numbers, 1.102 for EP20 and 1.108 for EP21, which would be the next expansion pack after Adventure Awaits. The order is subject to change. Treat it as an estimate, though from what I can remember, Anadius has always been 100% correct with these. So why do I think this is conflicting what Thematically said? Well, taking a look at that leaked roadmap, which so far has been 100% accurate, we're allegedly getting 5 more DLCs already by the end of this year after Adventure Awaits. Apparently, Autumn Apparel Kit is already coming out a week after Adventure Awaits, which is nuts. And then November 6th, Creator Kits. And then December 4th, new kits, but just Maxis made ones. So I am assuming for both of those dates, we are getting 2 kits, because that is almost always the case nowadays. I'm shocked Autumn Apparel is apparently coming out by itself, because while there were times earlier on when we would get only 1 kit at a time, it's become pretty normal now for us to get 2 kits simultaneously, with few exceptions. So I think that is probably what's happening, and it kind of just lines up with what Anadius is saying, that there's only 5 DLCs after Adventure Awaits before whatever expansion pack 21 is gonna be. With that in mind, my first thought when I first saw that tweet was, oh no, we're already getting another expansion pack in February or March, especially since that's around the time Businesses and Hobbies released, which was made by the European team that initially was making stuff packs. So then they could already be working on another expansion pack to release around the same time in 2026. Another thing to consider is pretty wild, but we've had 4 roadmaps in a row that all have an expansion pack on them. 5 if you count the leaked one. So the last one we had that was expansion packless was this Sensationally You one that was from January to April of 2024, where basically the main focus of that one was Crystal Creations, the last stuff pack that we received. Theoretically, if both Thematically and Anadius are correct in what they're saying, that would mean that for probably at least the first half of 2026 until June or July, there will be no DLC for The Sims 4 released at all. Not even kits, because then you have the 5 kits that are coming out towards the end of this year, and then there's supposed to be absolutely nothing after that until expansion pack 21, unless that does change. But since Anadius, from what I remember, has always been right with those numbered things, then yeah, nothing for the first half of 2026 besides updates, maybe Sims Delivery Express drops. I just find that so hard to believe. While I personally would be fine with a long break from any DLC, I cannot imagine EA, one of, if not the most money-hungry gaming company in the world, to actually go through with something like that. I just cannot imagine it. I would love to be wrong, but I just can't see it. It would be just a shocker of so much magnitude if that really happened. So that's why I'm taking this with a huge grain of salt. But since both Thematically and Anadius have good track records, it's worth considering. One other thing that happened is that Sims Community reported that with that August 19th update that broke a lot of mods, it also quietly introduced a memory boost mode. It's not like fully launched yet, but it does exist. So if you type -FPB in the launch options via the EA app or Steam, you can enable this, and it only works on DirectX 11 mode. FPB stands for full power balance. One of their readers discovered that this does mean it's supposed to reduce lag, free up memory, and help prevent crashes. Another reader discovered that with this memory boost enabled, it fixes a glitch where the lots next to you appear to revert to their default state, even if you have changed them to something else. Like this example here in Newcrest, where by default, all the lots are empty, but with just the normal EXE, there's this one build that the person made, and then, well, the other lots next to it, you can kind of see some stuff is still there, but most of it is gone. But then with the memory boost enabled, you can see all their neighboring builds. They actually have stuff on them. So yeah, interesting. I wonder if this is the partial fix that Maxis said that they're working on in relation to save corruption, because I think this glitch also does tie into save corruption. This not yet fully launched memory boost mode could be evidence that they are indeed going to be working on fixing the game a lot more in the near future. But I don't think it necessarily guarantees it, so I think it is still worth mentioning, and hopefully this will help improve the performance of the game and maybe at least minimize the amount of save corruption in the process. But yeah, I still just find it ridiculously hard to believe that they would actually focus on fixing the game when EA is notoriously so money hungry. So it's going to be interesting to see how 2026 is going to start out. I wonder, because like we didn't always have roadmaps. I wonder if they might even ditch the roadmap format. I hope they don't, though. I like the roadmaps. But if there's no new content to advertise, I wonder if they would be happy just putting out a roadmap advertising maybe a little bit of free content here and there, but just not a whole lot, just mostly fixing the game. That's pretty much it. So if this all comes to pass, as unlikely as it seems, that would be a huge win for us in the long run. I have noticed that when we do get downtime between DLC for like a couple of months or more, not much actually gets fixed. It's weird. Though they did fix a bunch of things with businesses and hobbies this past spring. But other than that, yeah, it's just weird. They usually give the most fixes when there is a new DLC about to release, but then there's of course a whole bunch of new things that get broken. So it unfortunately balances things out in a bad way. But if they really were to actually take downtime to fix a lot of bugs, then that would be amazing. It should be the bare minimum, really, but that just has not been the case with The Sims 4's track record. Personally, there's about 2 years worth of content, I think, where I have played with it, but not very extensively like I have with the earlier packs. So it's not like I would be bored if we didn't have any new DLC for half a year. Would my channel take a hit in terms of viewership? Yep, I'm sure it would. But so what? It's worth it in the long run to have a better game. Alternatively, as a compromise, I wouldn't mind if they released a stuff pack in the first half of 2026. Like, it just seems like a good time to bring them back, but then if we go by that inediously, it seems like they are still not coming back. EA is so adamant on keeping The Sims 4 running for so long, whereas by now we would have had The Sims 5 years ago. So it would benefit both the developers and us if they did actually take some time to fix the game, even if it did mean a single quarter without that much of profit from brand new products. So they could help The Sims 4 keep going for however long they plan on continuing, whether it's for 10 more years or until the earth explodes in a big ball of fire. I'm getting more and more convinced that while I am older than the Sims franchise, The Sims 4 is going to outlive me. But anyways, it's getting really late here. I need to go to bed when I'm recording this. It is almost 1:30 a.m. So feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.